can't believe I'm going to say this. And I think the people who have watched my channel for a long time are going to be shocked when I say this, but tonight, I'm putting Doctor Who over F1. You can already hear the applause right now. It's going to be on for another hour after Doctor Who is over, so I'm only going to be missing like half an hour, so... Progress? Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here, and today we're going to be reacting to Doctor Who with episode number 3, Rose. Because it's the very first episode of the Revival's yeah, you get the idea. I think they did that intentionally, and they could afford to switch out the one letter. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do Rosa Parks being a fundamental aspect of racial segregation, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how, because I've seen a few concerns, like, about, you know, how they might approach this, but I think they're gonna do good, so I have faith in Doctor Who. So we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. The first 2 episodes have been phenomenal stuff, and I'm already loving Jodie's Doctor. I'm loving everything. Series 11 is an absolute blast. I'll put the extended reaction on Patreon tomorrow. Hopefully it's not as long, because processing was a bitch, basically. No, it literally was. It took hours to process the extended reaction, and I have no idea why, but yeah, that's tomorrow. But for now, we're going to react to Doctor Who. I'm looking forward to this, so with that said, let's just delve right into episode 3 of Doctor Who. Let's go. I'm sorry, I love this intro. Oh. I think it's the best intro ever. It's a terrifying time. Like, saying it like this. Oh.
You better not hit me. Get out that door!
Yay! Oh, but I'm wondering if this is the first trip. Awesome.
Nearly.
Wasn't the right time zone.
Sheffield? Almost. 1950s. Time travel's awesome.
Don't say that out loud. Yaz, why did you say that out loud?
Excuse me. Got this.
Oh my... Oh.
Hey, put the black hands off my wife.
Stop it, please. Take a step back. It's okay, Ryan.
I was just trying to give her back a clue.
That time's back in the 50s.
My grandson, actually. You what? My grandson. You ain't from around here.
We don't.
I was going to try and fuck. Nope. Oh, she did not like that. He's going for Artron energy or something.
We were in Rosa Parks class.
He said no.
Do you remember? All the year 4, 5 and 6 classes were named after inspirational people.
She's the boss woman, right?
You do remember what she did?
Yeah. First black woman to ever drive a
What
bus.
she will do.
No, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Don't serve Negroes.
Oh, my goodness.
Good. Because I don't eat them.
Oh, well, Mexicans. She talking to me? Y'all need
Oh,
to eat
my
somewhere
Lord.
else. Come on.
I don't think Doctor Who has got this level, but they're doing it spectacularly so far.
We open it.
It's the right question. Is anyone excited? Because I'm really excited.
You won't give us a bomb.
Don't kill the vibe, Graham.
I love this crew.
If I see any of you again, I will kill you.
Don't threaten me.
Tell him. This guy's a nasty...
Chop chop. On your way now.
This guy's a piece of work. I just love how ferociously she did that.
There's always the place for it. Don't worry, special pen. No, pack it in. Or am I? Rosa takes the bus on the 1st of December.
And it sends letters.
Sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Steve. Jobs.
You've been disrespectful with me, Mr. Jobs.
Oh my god, I love him!
Police officer.
Yeah, they're going to be out through the window.
I get called a packy when I'm sorting out a domestic or a terrorist on the way home from the mosque.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't win, those people. I can be a police officer now because people like Rosa Parks fought those battles for me. For us. And in 53 years, I'll have a black president as leader. Who knows where they'll be 50 years after that? That's proper change.
It is, oh my god, that really, really touches well. Oh, what? Oh, God!
Shame. You just sent all your equipment to goodness knows where.
Oh, wow, go, 13!
Setting, which, by the way, overheat very easily.
I can do it.
Now we're even. First things first. Tell me about Storm Cage.
Storm what?
Oh, rubbish liar.
Oh my god!
Is a Storm Cage identifier the most secure prison facility?
River!
1,000 tops. 2,000.
Wow. Great.
Smash your vortex manipulator.
But he's gonna let go.
There it is. Kicking in. Tied to your brain chemistry.
There we go.
You can't harm me.
She can just prod the bear and she'll be
Better be nice to me because I'm your best chance of getting
just
out.
scratched if anything.
You think that makes a difference?
Oh, he's still...
History changes when tiny things don't go to plan.
And he's gonna mess with
I
time.
mean tomorrow. Won't work.
No, he's gonna make sure Rosa doesn't get on that bus.
Let's see.
Or he's gonna tie up Rosa or something like that to stop her from making a difference. Crasco is...
This is Ryan Sinclair.
difficult.
He's from England. This is Dr. King from Dexter Avenue.
It is! Oh my goodness!
Martin Luther King.
Ixnay on the event say.
Oh my days.
Oh my
In
goodness.
Yorkshire. Your name. My grandma.
The elder ladies do love your sermons, Martin. You'll never be short for a great.
Yeah.
It's December the 1st.
What?
Well, it's a Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
I was
a
gonna
work
say.
day.
A rotor got changed. Fella from the depot just came by, gave me the good news.
Crasco, oh, there we go.
In order. No changing it. Just guarding it against someone who wants to disrupt it. Tomorrow we have to make sure Rosa Parks gets on the bus driven by James Blake. And that the bus is full, so Rosa sits when she's asked to stand for white passengers. Ryan, don't mess with that.
How does it even work?
Is this the buttons again, like the
This
TARDIS?
dials the temporal destination.
It's a difficult process, but it's a big
Can we
change.
concentrate?
Damn creek.
At least we've got,
Easy, Zed. Don't do that.
I love him in this
Plug in
episode.
and say, can you help me?
That is one nasty
I
tale.
was gonna say,
Yes, it is. And there is nothing us Brits
I was
hate
gonna
more than
say
an
that-
emergency. Mrs.
yeah,
Crosby,
us
I have to
Brits
go out
are
on
like
my coat this
picky
evening,
over
and
that.
If it's torn, I'll get in such
I'm
trouble.
gonna say Ryan played
Can you
the
take a
part
look at it
really,
now?
really well.
Check.
God, this is so spicy. Like seeing Crasco keep going away. Oh, look at that! Sucks. What's his next move? Because he's always a step ahead, but they're always a step ahead as well. So it's like a nice little ping pong battle. Crasco looks very happy.
And your kind won't get above themselves.
Oh my God, this guy's race.
Your kind.
Yep.
Stay in your place.
My goodness.
You're living in the past. In fact, you like the past that much. So why don't you stay there?
Yes, 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 Ryan.
It worked.
You.
Nice one, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Move the car. Clear the group.
Good on you, Ryan. Good on you.
Good. There we go.
Difficult, racist. This guy deserves a kick up in the head.
I borrowed this. I think
I don't think you want to be waving around technology on the bus.
use the door for colors. Law's a law.
Forgot that. Oh, she's gonna. Yeah, letting him off. Sit down. Go on, Rosa. Sit. Make a stand. Well, Yes, sit, yes!
I don't think I should have to.
Are you going to stand up?
No.
If you don't stand,
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna have you arrested.
Jodie.
You may do that.
Broken down and tired, and I do it 1,000
I'm just loving the hurt on Graham's face. Like, this is a horrible experience for him to partake in, but wow.
284996, also known as Rosa Parks.
Oh wow. Because she was that inspiring, that brilliant. That
So
was
good.
beautiful.
Doctor Who's back next week at
That
7 o'clock.
was-
And for all you budding doctors and companions, trace
That
the history of the
was
super
wonderful. How they handled that. I get it, PS4. How they handled that was honestly superb. Especially with Cresco and his part in the story, but you know, the tone. I mean, we've had racism before, like, show up last season, especially when the Doctor knocked out that guy. But I think the tone has been so strong in this that it feels so different. But they played it out so superbly as well. So I really loved how this episode transpired. Yeah, that was a beautiful episode of Doctor Who. Probably the most beautiful episode ever. And what I loved was the fact that, in my eyes, I think there's more emphasis placed on Rosa. And yeah, there's more emphasis placed on Rosa than there is on Cresco. Like, it's that Vincent and the Doctor vibe, isn't it? Where we have an inspirational figure who is the focus rather than, you know, the thing that we have to stop. I say that because I wouldn't say the creature that we had to stop in Vincent was really an enemy. Whereas Cresco, that's an understatement considering who he was. He was racist. And how much of a see, that's the thing. I mean, he might be from the future, and, you know, this is, like, the problem is, and as sad as it will be for Ryan and Yasmin potentially, this is probably going to be a lifelong thing, because there are so many cruel, there will be cruel people throughout. We're never going to live in a peaceful universe, but this event, Rosa standing, giving up her seat, was a big event, a big push to make a better world, and you've got to keep doing that. So even though this hatred, this kind of ignorance will still linger on, it will, we will always try and find ways to make life better for people of different colour, of different beliefs, everything. And this was the big push. I mean, they had to, you know, keep the timeline stable, because this was a big push for racial segregation, as clearly stated, for those who might not have known about Rosa Parks, or, you know basically little to nothing. They gave you a nice bit of information at the end where they said, you know, they had the protests that lasted for over a year, and things changed afterwards where, you know, black people didn't have to give up their but like I said, there's still going to be that racial abuse. Like, it still happened today. I mean, you had that nice little scene between Yasmin and Ryan, and I thought that was really, really beautiful, about how, you know, them two got really, I mean, they were great, they've been great mates anyway, so they've got that close connection. But both of them have had the brunt of discrimination. And I thought that scene was really, really beautiful, especially seeing how Ryan, since he was the one that was most targeted out of him and Yasmin, even though Yasmin got a bit of brunt as well, but, you know, I think Ryan got all of the heat, if anything. And I thought that was really, really beautiful about how Ryan, you know, was so hurt by, you know, how this still continues today. And even if Rosa makes a stand, it's still gonna hurt. But like I said, this was a big push. So yeah, I really, really thought this was a beautiful episode, and I'm glad that they didn't hold back, because I think as Doctor Who, with it being an educational show, it should show how harsh these times were. You know, it might be uncomfortable it was uncomfortable to watch, and for me, I felt so bad for, you know, anyone. I mean, I do anyways, like, even in modern day terms, like, if you see someone, you know, decide to be a dick and, you know, go racist against someone, it sucks to see. But seeing it here when it was still pretty much accepted to be racist, I guess, as disgusting as it does sound, I mean, like I said, this was a big push in terms of accepting people who were a different colour. It was so heartbreaking to watch. And with that final scene, which I loved so much, well, I wouldn't say it's the final scene, because the final scene was, you know, the Doctor and the gang reflecting on Rosa's life, but that scene where the inevitable happened, where Rosa refused to give up her seat and the police came for her, it was done brilliantly. And I just, you know, loved it. I loved the Doctor's face. I don't know if that was her focusing on getting the timeline right, because because of course after what Cresco did, there was a few dents in the roads, but we go by sailing. Or if it was just her disgust about how people were racist, because we know the Doctor has, you know, an issue with people who are I can't say it. People with discrimination against others. So, yeah, and I just really, because that happened last year with Bill, and the Doctor got a bit more violent then, of course. But like I said, that was really, really beautiful. I'm absolutely amazed, not just how well done it was and how emotional it was, like everything going on, but how they didn't hold back at all. It went from physical violence, which absolutely shocked me, because I didn't even expect to see that. I thought we would, you know, I will admit, I thought this was going to be a bit sugar-coated, because at the end of the day, you know, kids will be watching as well. But but like I said, at the same time, this is an educational show, and you can't sugarcoat history. You got to learn how harsh these times were, and we saw that. Like I said, even Yasmin got the brunt of it with that Mexican comment. So yeah, I really, really loved how powerful this episode was. But I absolutely loved it. Like I said, I think it's one of the most beautiful episodes ever. And Series 11 is absolutely nailing it. We're already, what, 1/3 of the way... Well, I know there's 10 episodes, but rounding it off, we're 1/3 of the season done. And if they keep going, like the last episode was great. The first episode, phenomenal start. This episode was absolutely outstanding. If they keep going at, at this pace, this might be one of the best series ever. And we've already got a fantastic Doctor Who. I absolutely loved her coming to life a bit more. And so I saw a few of the comments as well with the woman who fell to Earth saying that Jodie has already clicked into her first episode. And I absolutely agree. She's captivated me so much. And I just got this feeling that I'm going to place her in my top 5. I'm a bit worried, though, because my favourite is 11. And if she surpasses 11, then that's going to be the biggest shock of all, because I don't expect anyone to pass 11. But I just warmed to her so much. And I think Jodie's already doing absolutely wonderful as the Doctor, so I just really, really loved it. And I loved her confrontation against Cresco as well. Great to see that, you know, that river reference, that Storm Cage he was from. But, yeah, and I think, you know, it's great that, you know, like I said, racism's going to be accepted, and he is a jerk anyways. Well, that's sugarcoating who he is, because what was it, 2,000 people he killed? So, yeah, very delightful. So I don't think, you know, like I said, I think that the universe is going to be coated with racism throughout, because, you know, we can't I mean, a world without racism is a perfect dream. But unfortunately, we're always going to have this, but we can always try to do better at the end of the day. We can always try to be the better people. And that's what happened after Rosa. And, you know, like I said, it's pretty much accepted that, you know, his racism is not, like, unrealistic, even if he's from the future. It's a big universe, so a big range of opinions. And, you know, it was just really, really good to see, you know, the Doctor and the crew work against him. And, you know, that comment, he's always a step ahead, but they always try to be a step ahead. And I just love that confrontation between him and Ryan. Ryan absolutely smashing it in this episode. Like I said, he was the biggest target, but I thought he was done really, really strongly in this episode, from, you know, seeing his reaction, and like I said, that talk with Yasmin, phenomenal stuff, to his, you know, standoff against Cresco. I absolutely loved it. And that was that comment at the end, where he, you know, he's like, you did it right. Of course you did, Ryan. So I just really loved that. I love Ryan's character so much. He's just a fun, yet tragic character, because, I mean, he's got dyspraxia, which we saw play up in the last episode as well. He had his moments with his nan today as well, and I'm glad that they're still focusing on that. Like, she's still going to be a big part. Then again, this is not all recent. No, this is recent, Liam. This is not all long-gapped, because Episode 2 picked up at the end of Episode 1, and it seems like Episode 3 picked up at the end of Episode 2, considering the Doctor, of course, didn't make it to the right time zone. So, then again, it would get a bit boring if we got it right for all the time. Like I said, it's payback for regenerating and destroying the interior, so, yeah. Although some people might say chucking her out the TARDIS was, you know, payback enough, and this is going to be pushing it a bit far, but, you know, the TARDIS is mischievous, isn't she? So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, Ryan was a star character in the show, and I just absolutely loved everything that he was involved with. Graham as well. My God, he kills me. Especially the Steve Jobs comments to that officer was absolutely murder. I absolutely loved, you know, Graham's just an absolute delight to watch, especially in this episode. He has his funny moments as well. Like, last episode, it was his frustrations. Like, can people stop putting stuff inside me? But Graham's an absolute delight to watch, and I just loved him. Like, from him, you know, talking to the bus driver and, you know, getting him to, you know, drive the bus that Rosa will eventually get on. Everything. Even like the package. When Jodie was like, yes, we can open it. And he's like, yeah, there might be a bomb inside. I absolutely love him so much. And it was just really, really fantastic of an episode. Yeah, like I said, it was really, really fantastic. The racism aspect, no punches pulled. And it just stunned me about how, I mean, I know how times were rough, but with Doctor Who doing this, it just stunned me about how not just brutal they showed how, like, racism, but how on point it was. And it was just really, really great to see. So I absolutely you know, loved every bit of this. So, yeah, fantastic stuff. And I don't think there's anything else to say. I know there was another comment I wanted to make, but... oh, well. But, yeah, absolutely great. Jodie continues to delight me as the Doctor. Yeah, that was really, really great. And I can't wait for next week's episode as well. I didn't watch the Next Time trailer. I don't usually do that because I want to come in fresh. But I know it's got spiders in. Big spiders. And I know that, you know, Alex, Torchwood Boy, for those who, you know, you should know him because he's one of the best people ever. But, you know, he's taking this lightly. Yeah. So, you have my sympathy, Alex. All I'm going to say. But no, I'm really excited to see what next week brings because, like I said, if this continues, this might be one of the best seasons ever of Doctor Who. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Meiji Pizza channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!